Guys, what's up? It is Doug, and welcome to another edition of Spooky Villages. Hey, I am back. Sorry for taking a couple weeks off. I've been in the middle of moving. This is the first video I'm shooting at my new house, and I'm very excited. I have a workshop on the house. It's going to be very fun. Hopefully I can do a display here this year. Finally, it's been a while since I've actually built a display, and after I talk about this building, I actually want to talk about the display because it is pertinent to this building. Just check this out. You know, I always talk about how whenever you go into a store and you can see some of these buildings, whether it's Michael's or another dealer, sometimes things come alive and they really grab you that they didn't before when you just see them in pictures. This might be one of the really good examples in recent years of this. So most Michael stores in the US, they have their stuff out, and from reading around online, I'm happy to report it sounds like it's kind of like it used to be. Everybody, for the most part, they've got displays out, unlike the COVID years to where, you know, they just kind of haphazardly would find an end cap and you'd find your Spooky Town stuff on there. They're not all like that this year as far as the display, but it sounds like the majority people think it's getting back to normal, and it's very nice. I know that my local store last week, they actually had their stuff out. And of course, I was in the middle of moving. It was killing me not to post a video, but after getting settled in here, I wanted to be settled in so I could talk about these appropriately, you know, in the right mindset. And I wound up over the weekend, I got a ton of buildings at Michael's. They had a 40% off coupon that was circulating online, and it was good for as many items you could have in the cart. So I got pretty much everything at 40% off, which was awesome. It was nice to do that because I didn't have to jack around with coupons. You know, a lot of times I'll have to go one at a time to just use a good coupon on a building or something like that. And a lot of times the accessories, I either don't get to use a coupon because I'm tired of waiting and just pay full price for one of the smaller ones, or sometimes in the past I've just never gotten them because a coupon never came. So it was very nice to just get 40% off everything and get all of my shopping done at once and up front. I know a lot of folks did that online too. Now, before I actually show this building off here, you know, as far as that coupon stuff goes, that 40% off, that's probably about as good as you're going to get at Michael's. If you can find a 40% off coupon, this isn't the old days where you could get like 60% off the retail price. So 40% is really good, but at the very least, make sure you get 20% off. That coupon is pretty much running all the time. And yeah, so happy shopping out there at Michael's. We'll talk about the Michael's lineup a little bit later on here, probably in another video, that's dedicated to it. But let's get into this building because it is spectacular. Guys, look at this. This is the Wicked Garden Coven. This is like Spooky Town in its prime. So I was actually ready to either talk about the carnival ride or the facade first. Both of those look very, very good. But when I went into my Michael's and I saw this here, I had to get this one. I'm trying to think the last time something jumped out at me like this. Probably you have the pumpkin buildings. You had either the Mad Pumpkin Patch or the Jack's Pumpkin Farm, but those aren't really surprising to me because while I really like them and I love them, they're two of my favorites of all time. Those buildings I expected to like because I love the pumpkin patch and the farm theme. That's like probably my favorite or one of my favorite themes. Witches are not one of my favorite themes in Halloween Villages, which I think makes it even more surprising that this jumped out at me so much to where I had to talk about it first. And I'm actually looking forward to displaying this piece this year. I suppose I'll talk about that here in a minute, but before we show it lit up, and man, this is one of the showpieces. I'd imagine this building is going to get a lot of people into Spooky Town this year when you walk into your Michael's and you see it. Even though you really can't see it lit up, I guess, you know, in store you see the lights on, but it's not what it really looks like. You know, when it's dark out, it still looks very cool. So real quick here, just let's go around it here. Look at all the details on this one. The construction here is fairly heavy duty. It feels like an older style Spooky Town building. There's a lot of good little details on this. The fit and finish is good. So it's like an old witch house or like a storybook kind of cottage, one of those kind of a thing with lots of little details around it. I like the pumpkins first off because those make it Halloweenish. Cool little scarecrow here. You have the sign that bobs. This little guy here is animated. I don't know if you can see that here, but there's actually a skeleton that rises up and down. But I love all the vines, the flowers. Of course, black cats, can't forget those. I love the little mushrooms here. It's very storybookish, very traditional witch. Just very traditional Halloween. I love it. Let's see what it looks like lit up. As you can see here, this is one of the absolute top tier pieces as far as Lemax lights and sound go, at least in my opinion here. They have really done a good job with the color scheme that really accents it. And I think the thing that really sets it over the top is you have that green flame burning. Now, if that was a regular flame, I don't think it would have looked near as good, but how this thing is bathed in like the purples and the green, it looks absolutely beautiful. Now you got multiple points of animation. I mentioned the guy in the well who goes up and down. You also have the witches going in a circle, which is a kind of animation that Lemax has been doing for a while now. You have the witches up top. They circle around. You put those in separately. That's kind of a separate assembly. Also that bat that goes on top, kind of like that weather vane or that ornamental bat, he actually comes separate too. You got to place him in top. He actually feels pretty heavy duty. You have the cauldron that looks like it's actually lit, and I love that lighting effect. And then you also have, the aforementioned, the green, like the green flame on top of it there coming out of the chimney. Absolutely gorgeous. Seeing this piece immediately puts me into like that traditional Halloween mindset. I keep saying that traditional mindset, it looks like a witch cabin in the woods. And the animation's fun on it. And I should mention with the animation, you'll see here when I play it with the lights and sound at the end of it, the witches that go in a circle, that is a loud mechanism. So just FYI, I know that sometimes they're all different, but mine is fairly loud when it operates. I really think the fit and finish on this one is very, very good, especially for Lemax stuff when, a lot of people, they talk about the old days and how some of the buildings were. I think this one feels very old days. It actually feels very, classic in the design as far as Spooky Town goes. This absolutely feels like it would have come out 15 years ago. And, let me just say this because I don't want to get myself in trouble here, because I know that the witch folks out there, they absolutely love the classic Witch's Lair. That piece never really did it for me. I think the scale of it was just a little bit too small. This is what I want with like a witch's lair, just for me personally. Again, I'm not normally a witch person, but this one it absolutely spoke to me. I love this building. It looks beautiful. And I actually like it so much that I am going to be changing my plans. I had thought about doing a carnival this year because finally this year, after several years, I have my own space here and I'm going to actually build a small display. And I'm actually now going to use this piece in it. My plans tentatively, I've got one of two plans I'm going to do here, and I don't do my actual, setup stuff until like late August, early September. But with this one, I'm going to start building it in August. I really hope to do some of it on camera here. Again, I've got my little workshop, so I'm looking forward to carving some foam and doing some landscaping. I actually watch a lot of YouTube channels and have over the last year devoted to like model landscaping. I love scale models. And actually my favorite YouTube channel is Boyle Hobby Time. I've been a long time patron of him on Patreon, and he does some very good landscaping. I would totally recommend that. I'm actually going to try and use some of his ideas, and I'm going to be doing a scene with hopefully some of my castles. I've got a couple Department 56 castles, the new one, the Castle Calvaria, which I kicked off the season with. That one, I've got the Castle Blackstone. Those are two classic pieces, and I'm hoping to have those, but then also put this piece kind of in like the wood scene. Now that's one idea. The other idea that I have, if I don't use the castles, because I don't really know when I start feeling it, I'm going to be using this as a centerpiece and put some of the other Lemax witch pieces around it that I've collected over the years. So I don't know which way I'm going to go yet, but I can tell you that this piece is going to absolutely be in it. I love this piece. It's just a whole lot of fun to me. It just grabs me, and the witch pieces really have never totally grabbed me like this one, but I got to tell you, man, I'm in love with this one. So let me know in the comments, what do you guys think about this? In reading around the first week or two here, since Spooky Town has been out at Michael's, it seems a lot of people do have this same opinion, to where they really weren't thinking much about this piece. They saw it in person, were like, wow, and it grabbed them. So, I'm curious what you think. I know, again, with me, it set my plans up. I was ready to do the Carnival Ride or the Facade. Both are very cool. You're going to see those pieces soon here on the channel. But I had to talk about this one first because it was just, it's a special one to me. I think this is an all-timer even, as far as the design goes. Again, it really gets me. And they've done some witch pieces recently that I think this would go with well. I can't wait to put this with the witch cottage from last year. I think those will be very nice together. I even got some figurines that'll go with it. We'll talk about those in time as well. So, let me know what you guys think. I'm very happy Michael's has the stuff out. Very happy that this is the prime now for Halloween Village season. I mean, this is when we're buying all the stuff. And a lot of people have either started setting up or they start setting up here very soon. So yeah, I don't exactly know what I'm going to be doing with my display this year, but I know that this one is planning to be a big part of it. So everyone in my family, here in the house just absolutely loves it. So again, let me know what you guys think below. Tell me what you think. You know, what are you looking forward to at Michael's? I'm going to be going through all of the exclusives here, getting through them in due time. I don't actually know what I'm going to tease next because I've got a bunch of buildings right off camera here. I'm not even sure which I want to talk about next. But you're going to see that video very soon here. I'm going to start basically kind of trying to go quick through these because we got a lot of them this year, and go through them the next, really over the next month or so here. That's kind of the prime, I know. So anyways, I'm excited. If you can't tell already, love this one. This is an amazing piece for me. You will see it probably on an all-timer list for me whenever I do update that one because I absolutely love it. So let me know what you guys think below. You know, thank you always for watching. I appreciate you guys. I'm heading up to 10,000 subscribers, which I actually haven't even paid attention to that in a long time. It'd be great to get there this year. Just be fun to finally kind of hit that, you know, as a milestone for myself. So thank you as always to my Patreon subscribers. Thank you all so much. I'm really happy to be back here in the middle of the season. I'll see you guys very soon. And here it is with the lights and sound.
Witches gather round the cauldron, filled with spells and poison. Stay away from wicked garden coven. The moonlight become a snack for their mother. And the venom, and a dash of bad blood. Some eye of root, throw that in the pot. A moan from a man. Turns into a motion that can't be undone. He's almost ready. I know, Agnes, I know. Witches gather round the cauldron, filled with spells and poison.